First thing is to get my neatly ironed scraps of fabric and my ribbon for the handle. And I went ahead, because this fabric is not it is irregular in shape, I decided to mark 4 inches, and from that point of 4 inches I went up by 8 inches. So those are the measurements you need for this. You need a measurement, a fabric with a width of 4 inches and a length of 8 inches. Okay, I went ahead to cut without making any prominent markings, because the fabric has straight lines made of dots. And then I went ahead to cut another in the same measurement as well, and same with this. I used an already cut sample to cut this with this particular pattern of fabric, as you see. I also did that as well for this other scrap of fabric. And the next thing to do is to go ahead to fold this into 2, making sure the midpoint is prominent. Make sure you've got a crease at the midpoint. That is necessary because you would have to attach the handle at the midpoint. So you just need to be sure where the midpoint is at. If you can see, I've got some crease there to help me know that that is the midpoint. I would make a seam straight down here and straight down here as well. So you just need to be sure that it's at the middle. I mean your handle. Be sure it is at the middle point. You turn, pivot the fabric, and you sew down. I'm making a prominent crease here because I want it to serve as a landmark for me when I'm meeting up that midpoint to the other midpoint, as you can see. Now I'll go ahead to stitch down this place, leaving an inch at the end. Make sure to leave an inch so you'd have a place where you can turn inside out. I went ahead to cut fraying threads and make notches at the angles so that they would lay flat and there would be no unnecessary protrusions or uneasiness on that area. So I turned inside out and I'd make sure that each angle, because it's a 3-angled stuff, so it has to all come out. Then I went ahead to cut ribbons for the others, and these are all of them. Now I get a paper and stones rather. These are really small stones, so you can use grains, beans, rice, corn, but I prefer to use sand. So remember the 1 inch I had earlier. Now this is where you fill it. So you make a cone with a paper. Did you notice how I did my cone? And then you place the tapered end or the narrow part of your cone into that 1 inch you left. This would help you pour in your stone or whatever you want to use to give weight to your fabric weight bottled. So here is me filling in the stones. I'm going to shake it. You see them going all in, and make sure you secure this area. Okay, I'm just doing mine that way, but if it seems difficult, make sure you secure yours. So this is everything done. Now I'm going to close the 1 inch allowance I left, and make sure to view this carefully to see the stitch I used, and you can change your YouTube setting to slow this from this area down, so you would watch in slow motion how I did this stitch. Okay, so this stitch is going to help nothing come out, because it has tiny sands too amongst the stones, amongst the small stones, so nothing is coming out if you use this stitch. Okay, so watch closely, please. The stitch has been nicely completed, so I'm going to go ahead to cut my fraying thread, and this is it. Okay, looking cute and ready to be used. Why don't you try to stop using random objects and replace with this cute fabric weight? Would you be trying this? Let me know in the comment section down below. Toodles.